All right. This guy, Jeff Cosmo, sent me a video that this is a reply to. It's interesting. Um, he wants to solve dualism. He says he has solved dualism. And what he does is he imagines that there's a chasm between the physical and the metaphysical. And what he's calling the metaphysical, of course, is the mental realm. So this idea that we're perceivers and that version of reality versus the physical. And he builds a bridge from the physical back to the qualitative, the qualia, the senses that we get in our so-called metaphysical realm. And he basically unifies them. So there's some semantic differences that probably don't amount to much because I wouldn't call the mental realm metaphysical, and yet it is true. What we call the metaphysical realm is really just the mental. The world of forms, Plato's metaphysical world of forms, obviously the world of cognitive forms, okay? So I would say there's that chasm, but we're on that mental side. Calling it metaphysical implies that we aren't there. We're on the mental side. And then over there's this idea of the physical, where things are concrete and actual and known. And we pretend we're over there and we need to build the bridge back. No, we're here. We're here in this subjective, qualia-based reality. Our concept of the physical comes from our personal experiences. I am physical. Everything that interacts with me is physical. So this whole idea that somehow we would get into the physical so far that we would have no concept of I as such is entirely wrong, because the point is we're building a bridge from the metaphysical over to what? To this concrete physical objective idea of physical? No. There is no other side. We're an island in the ocean. We can build dikes and make landfills to make our island bigger, and we can sail into the sea, but there is another side. It's a whole planet of ocean. The most we could do is build one dike going one way and one going the other and circumnavigate the whole potential of our knowledge, still limited to the planet we're living on. So, so that's why that's how I saw that gap, is that there really is never a gap. You know, there is this sense of qualia. We define physics metaphorically from our sense experiences. Like, the real world is this tangible, real thing. Tangible, that means touchable, okay? We always define the physical in terms of the qualia. We never leave the world of the mental, which is why it's silly to call it metaphysical. We never leave the world of the mental as we define what physical means in a broader and broader sense. So it's an interesting series of videos. You might want to watch it, but just in terms of I agree with a lot of the idea of what he wants to say and why it's union, why there's a union there between these two sides of this dualism. But I think there's another route to getting to these conclusions, and that's to realize we can't pretend we're in the physical and need a bridge to our own mental space. We're in the mental space. We're trying to explore out into this physical space. There is no endpoint there, so there is no other side to bridge to. In other words, the problem is thinking we need a bridge between these two. We have a loci in our cognitive experience. We define the physical from metaphors, based on metaphors of the qualia, the perception. So yeah, the physical is related directly to the qualia because that's where it comes from. The physical is an abstraction about what the qualia mean. Cheers.